Hello everyone, welcome back to the Revival. It is the first day of a brand new season, Newcastle's first foray into the Champions League in some time indeed. So they're going to ask me the same old question: how do you feel going into the first game of the new season? How are you feeling going into your first match? So what are we going to say? Well, I don't want to promise the title. Let's not overpromise, let's underpromise and overdeliver as usual. I think probably we're just going to say that we're going to make the fans proud. To be honest, we already have done, I would think, finishing third last season. Getting another third place finish, I think that's a minimum that we'd want to try and achieve this year. Really want to push on, but let's make them proud either way. We have got a lot of transfer news to let you know about, and there is still some drama to come, I think. But once we get into it, okay, so now we can talk about what we've done. First of all, I have news. I am now also Germany manager as well as Newcastle United manager. The lure of Germany was too much for Lothar Matthäus. He wanted to manage his country, and indeed he now will. That 3-0 victory I can't take credit for. That was the last result for Germany before we took over as manager. Today we're going to definitely see Newcastle in action against Bournemouth. I think maybe you'll have to wait until next episode for Liverpool versus Newcastle at Anfield, but we'll have to wait and see how things go when we run through the transfers. Speaking of which, shall we have a little look at what happened in the transfer market this year? Now, this is not exhaustive. I have to say that first and foremost, there are transfers that we've made that don't show up on this particular readout. I'll let you know all about them as we go through, but let's just scroll down, and as soon as we hit a Newcastle transfer, I will talk to you about it. Okay, so first of all, or I should say this is in reverse chronological order, we did actually end up selling Ki Sung-young to Aston Villa for £4.4 million. Not the best fee in the world for a player of his ability, but he just wasn't getting a look in. He really was kind of surplus to requirements at St James's Park, and so 4.4, it was the best that we could do really, and we were desperate to get funds in the bank for reasons which we will get to. There is a big transfer here, by the way, boys, and I don't think it's the one that you're expecting. Going to keep going down, and eventually we will hit. There's a lot of transfers. And this is with normal transfers. Oh, look at that. Raheem Sterling, £154 million to Real Madrid. Now, that's interesting because he's a left wing forward. Now, having spent that kind of money on a left wing forward, you'd think they'd be wanting to make room. I wonder if that could play into our hands at all. Right now. Some of you will have watched the video that I made a little while ago talking about regens and the youth team system and how you can best use it to your advantage. And this is a fantastic example. Xavi, the regen Xavi, who famously played for Barcelona for many, many years to great effect, turned up in our youth team. And who was I to turn him down? We brought him straight in. We placed well, actually, we didn't. We left him in the youth team, but we placed a loan situation over him. So basically we put him out on the loan list and asked if anyone wanted to take him on loan. You will see there that a team did come in for him, and they offered us £5.8 million to have Xavi for a year. He's 16 years old. He's already rated at 74. He's a very good player. We could conceivably have used him ourselves, but £5.8 million for a player who literally all we have to do is pay his wages for the year, and we get a better player back at the end of that year. I mean, it's a no-brainer. So we absolutely snapped their hands off with that one. 5.8 million in the bank. Thank you very much. We did also do the same with Paredes, who was in our youth team. He's a big target man, a centre forward, and he will be very useful for us in the next few years if we need him. We've got an embarrassment of riches in that youth team at the moment, so we put him out on loan, and another team came in for him as well. I believe it was a Chinese team came in for him. They paid roughly the same sort of money as Xavi, maybe slightly more actually. Normally you can expect about a 25% return on the value of the player when you put them out to loan. So between Xavi and Paredes, we've made over £10 million, which is very, very welcome. And again, as we scrolled further down this list, you'll see why. Whenever I see Gabbiadini, I immediately think of the old Everton player. I don't know if anyone else has that. Rafael on the move to Lyon. Good to see the Man United fullback still playing. Nicolas Otamendi, 25 million from Manchester City to Juventus. City are hemorrhaging players, it seems. Liverpool signing a couple of players for a combined fee of 109 million from, is that Benfica? It probably is, but if I'm wrong, then I apologise. Chelsea picking up a central midfielder for 17 million from Inter Milan. Simpson on the move, 1.7. That's a pretty decent deal, actually, for a not terrible centre-back. He's going to improve. He's only 24 years old. Right, here we go. So, Matt Ritchie, I was really honestly in two minds about this transfer. West Ham came in, offered, I think, around £9 million. And I said, look, if you want him, you're going to have to meet my valuation of a player. I put it all the way up to, I think, 11.5. They came back with 11.078. And I was just like, do you know what? For the sake of getting the money in, I'm not going to argue over £500,000. So I hope that Matt Ritchie gets to play the number of games that he deserves to at West Ham, because he was a great servant for the club. He scored one of our first goals, a headed wonder goal for a lad of his stature, and I grew to really love the guy. And maybe when he regens at some point, we'll think about bringing him back in. But yeah, it's sad to see him go under different circumstances. I might have wanted to keep hold of him, but £11 million, absolutely vital that we got that money into the coffers, because if we keep scrolling down, you will see our... There we are. That is our marquee signing of the summer so far. 25-year-old Timo Werner. Apparently, a full it says a full transfer. We paid £40.9 million. He was contracted to a team outside of the game. I don't know how, because to my knowledge, I believe he's a Red Bulls player, or is he a Wolfsburg player? But either way, he is a player with a team in the game. I think this might have to do with the fact that I started Master League before I fully applied all of the mods that came with the PES Universe patch. So there are going to be these little things that pop up. But he's 25. He's rated 85. He is an absolute beastly centre forward. Everyone knows how good Timo Werner is. If you've played with him in PES, or if you played with him on Football Manager, you know that he's a very good striker. £40.9 million. I believe he's rated around 60 million. We got him an absolute song, honestly. Amazed that they let him go so cheaply, but yeah, he is going to be our starting centre forward with Joel Linton sitting on the bench for us. That does, of course, mean that Mario Mandzukic is probably the end of his time at Newcastle, but we'll see what happens as things go along. So yeah, those are all of the transfers that show up there. We'll go into the team screen now just to show you the full squad, and there's a couple of players in here that I'll need to talk about. Obviously, we've got Maximan. He's our star player, even with Timo Werner in the team, and he's rated at 58.5. Saint Maximan is still our star player. I've got no intention of letting that guy go. He's talismanic. Mats Hummels at the age of 33 now, still going strong, even though his stats are on the wane slightly. I really don't feel like we need to be looking to move him on anytime soon. He's going to still be in the mid-80s right through to his 35th birthday. Mandzukic is going to tail off spectacularly in the next couple of years. So we've got him contracted till 2023. That's why it's showing projections up to the age of 37. We'll see if we can get some money for him. We have a transfer in the middle of being negotiated at the moment that does involve Mandzukic. More on that probably after the Bournemouth game. Henriks is our starting right back still. Joel Linton's going to drop to the bench now that Werner is in the team. And Nkunku, I imagine, is going to start getting more games in midfield. One of you guys, I believe Simon, suggested that maybe it would actually be Shelvey's last season with us, and possibly, I think Nkunku's definitely going to have to stake a claim, and that is something that's going to have to happen this season. So I'm going to have to make it my business to play him more. Almiron, he's leveling off. He's still a very good player. We'll see how he does for us this year. Dubravka still our starting goalkeeper, but Schubert is pushing him hard now. Expect to see Schubert play a lot more games this season. Lascelles still our other starting centre half, but Todibo is really starting to push him now. We'll have to see what happens there. I think in the fullness of time, Lascelles and Todibo may be our starting pair, with Hummels starting to fade out, because Todibo does do an awful lot of the things that Hummels does very well at the moment. He's just not quite as highly rated. Verdonk, we have him actually listed at the moment for transfer. We'll see if we can get some money in for him. We went over this at the end of the last episode. We already have Willems. We have Mathieu, who can play left back as well as centre back. We don't really need Verdonk, and honestly, I feel like he was a bit of a panic buy for me. He's not the sort of left back that I prefer to play with. He's not really gifted pace wise. You can actually look at his pace here. It's not bad. It's not bad at all, but it's not as good as the likes of Willems and Mathieu. So we'll have to see if we get any offers for him. Hayden is still our starting defensive midfielder, and of course we do have an able deputy in Bodmer at the bottom there. I've just given away the the ghost here. So Willems, Coco, Farfan. Farfan actually has been put on the loan list. I'm not necessarily looking to loan him out per se, but it's just to get interest up in him in case a certain transfer comes to fruition. Ribery, the same. He's another winger. I'm very, very happy to have Ribery, believe me. But when you consider that these guys are worth 33 million and 41 million respectively, if the transfer comes off that I am negotiating at the moment, they are going to make us a decent chunk of change, and they're going to continue to play out on loan, because honestly, if this transfer comes off, I don't think that either of them are going to get the game time that they need. Castledine was signed as a free transfer replacement for Ki Sung-young, just to give us a little bit of depth in the attacking area of midfield. He is a Pro Evolution Soccer legend. He's very good in attacking midfield. He can play on the left and right of midfield and in the centre of midfield, as well as a support striker if needed. His stats are solid without being spectacular, but he's only 22 years old. Also, being a left footer, he adds a little bit of balance to that midfield. So Mathieu will give us cover at centre-back and left-back. Paredes and Xavi both out on loan, as I mentioned earlier. Demarai Yedlin. Now, he's a decent right-back, but he is starting to tail off slightly. I don't think we're going to see any movement in his abilities up until his 30th birthday. But we've had an offer for him. An offer of 7.6 million, which isn't quite up to his valuation. But I'm thinking about taking it just because we have someone in the youth team that can step up and take his place. Bear in mind, Yedlin's rated 73. He has outstanding pace, but it's really the only thing that sets him apart from other defenders. Now, let's have a look in the youth team, and you'll see who I'm talking about here. Again, another regen. We're going regen heavy here. We have two right-backs that we can go for. We have Juanfran, the attacking fullback, formerly of some Spanish team. I can't think who, to be honest with you. Atletico, maybe? I want to say Atletico. Very, very good speed, but also if you look at his ball winning, he's very good. He's very good with the ball at feet as well. He's a quick dribbler, and he would only cost us 15 grand a week wages. Also, we have Pereira down here. who, again, very kind of similar. He's not quite as well developed speed-wise, but he's a good right back and would make an able deputy if we needed to. So I think if we can sell Yedlin, and I think we will, then Juan Fran is definitely going to get a promotion to the first team. And as I mentioned before as well, if we go back into my team, we all know that Hayden can cover the right back area, albeit not perfectly, but well enough. So that is kind of the balance of the team at the moment. Now, if we go into, yeah, I listened. We've lowballed a little bit, but there's a reason why that transfer fee is only at £46 million, and that's because if you look at the bottom there, Mario Mandzukic is being used as a make weight now. Junior, and I'm going to just call him Junior because Vinicius Junior is quite the mouthful. He has a release fee of 110 million. Sorry, no, he doesn't. He has a release fee of 79 million. But as you'll see, our transfer budget at the moment is only 66. If all of the transfers that I'm trying to push through do go through, we may have enough to just trigger his release fee. And actually, he is interested in joining us, so that could happen. But we're going to have to wait until after the Bournemouth game to see whether or not that all goes through. Looking at our lineup, I have actually put Schubert in as our starting goalkeeper. Hummels and Lascelles still at centre-back, but Todibo is going to get many more games this year. And in fact, Hummels is going to be taking over as captain this year. Willems at left-back, Henriks at right-back as usual. Hayden playing as the defensive midfielder. Almiron and Shelvey will be starting the season as our attacking midfielders, but expect Nkunku to come in and Castledine to make cameo appearances. And then a front three of Coco, Werner, and I've just put a German spin on that. Why not? Werner and Alan Saint-Maximin playing on the left. We'll see how this all plays out as the season progresses. I don't like putting a goalkeeper on the bench, so we're not going to. We've got the defence covered, we've got midfield covered, so I feel like another striker, maybe. Should we put Ribéry on? Yeah, we can try Ribéry and just see how he does, but I think Mandzukic maybe will get put into that place after this game. But yeah, that'll do for now anyway. So, without any further ado, I've been whittering on for far too long. Should we play a game? Yeah, why not? I'm interested to see how the team's going to do this year. We did very well last season. It's going to be very difficult to maintain this this run. It's the same team talk as every year. It's definitely silent, isn't it? I love that they put the hand clapping in, but they don't bother with any other sound effects whatsoever, except for the rustling of his suit. Like, there's no murmurs from the boys. Right, there we go. Come on, boys. Go back into game plan, make sure everyone's feeling themselves. Okay, Willem's not feeling great, so maybe we'll take the opportunity to give Mattia a game. We won't overdo it with the new players. Do you know what? In fact, I know I said Werner is going to be our starting player, but should we go with familiarity to start with, and then Werner can come off the bench if needs be? I feel like that's probably the more sensible way of going about things. Make sure that the kits won't clash. Yeah, I feel that third kit's probably the best option. Okay. So here we go, first game of the season, and then afterwards we will sim along to the next game day to see whether or not we can get these transfers done. I'm hoping we can. I love this time of year. It's the same with Football Manager. I love buying and selling players, wheeling and dealing. I know Harry Redknapp hates being called a wheeler dealer, but it's great. I absolutely love the buying and selling of players.
Of course, how ready are they? It's a great time to be a fan. Smiles are beaming.
I'm a sporting human trafficker. That's what I am.
They've been deprived of the game during the off-season. It feels like
right, come on, boys.
New hopes, new faces, but the same old game. That match day feeling is well and truly back.
Oh dear, caught on the ball a little bit easily there. Oh, well done, Shelvey. See, this is why I'm reticent to let Shelvey go, is that he's got some bite.
The season underway, everybody equal on the start line.
Well, with star names and new faces, both on the pitch and on the bench, let's hope for a more attractive, competitive,
he's done him.
Unpredictable league.
He's done him.
Better product.
Now, can we get a header on? No.
I'm beginning to think that we're asking for the impossible. We'll get lots to analyse.
It's good hustle from the players, though.
Come what may, as ever. And this ought to get us off to a busy start. I've been waiting for this quite a while, and I know you have too, Peter. So, here we go.
Has a hit!
Oh, nearly. He's still going for those outside the box shots. One of them will come off eventually, I'm sure of it.
Shelvey.
I've been playing a little bit of a private save just to keep my hand in. I've been playing as a Lorient manager, and the pace of the league is so different to the Premier. The Premier League is just a whole different pace.
Bournemouth have pushed both fullbacks into quite advanced positions here.
Yeah, that's interesting. So
It'll take a little bit of time to get used to it again.
It's a bold attempt, in my opinion, to occupy the opposition in a way they're not expecting.
Ooh, he's done him.
And here's it's Wilson!
Good take from Schubert. A better shot might have tested him. Ah, no, that wasn't going to come off.
Was too timid to make it through the defence. It'll be noted and improved upon, I'm sure.
Almiron gets it back. Almiron has on a run down the left wing.
Too easily knocked off the ball there. It's left us vulnerable. Doing his best to make up for it by winning the ball back, but it's not quite happening for him.
Bournemouth.
Oh, come on. Good, honest hustle, and he's been penalised with a free kick. Come on, boys. Somebody get your head on this.
It has gone through to him. And it's Lowton. Out towards the flank. Oh, really good feet from him. Can't get the better of his opposite number. He wasn't very far.
First time pass just not coming off for him.
Lovely to see. Solanke shoots!
It's not been a good start from Newcastle at all. We wanted better than this on the first day of the season.
Cutting edge, Peter, and while that's fairly obvious, the rest of their attacking play is actually quite good.
Newcastle have become a beacon of stability in the crazy world of football. Rare longevity for this manager. Hayden.
That's a new bit of commentary I've not heard before.
You've just joined us. Well, you've missed no goals.
Oh, hello. It's a good take. It's a good shot. Oh, just wide.
It's a half-decent try.
A more than decent attempt, Peter.
Nice control on the chest. Not quite up to the standard of Coco at the end of last season, but it wasn't far wide. And really, that's our first shot that had any chance of coming off.
Will be taking the national team manager's job on a part-time basis.
Oh,
that'll add a whole new dimension to the club versus country row.
I like that that's been added to the commentary as well. I think that's obviously I didn't play Pro Evolution 2019, so nearly off of his toes.
Lowton.
So if that's a new piece of commentary, then I like it.
Himself well and cuts it out.
And if it's not, I still like it. It's just not something that I've seen before.
Plays it long.
Oh, nearly.
And that's been levered clear. Solanke. Diego Rico.
Go on. Yes, easy win. Up the pitch for
And it's
Coco.
played
Is that
forward.
Coco? No, it's Joe Linton.
Lascelles.
It's Lascelles now. To Hayden,
Goal now would
middle of the
certainly
park,
liven things up.
pulling the strings from the quarterback position.
Almiron. Hayden.
Oh, it's a loose ball though.
In there. That was more than necessary.
Oh,
Front one
lob
over.
ball. Can he get on it? No, the defender does very well
Here
there.
comes the corner. Tries to get it clear. And it's Mathieu.
Couldn't quite keep the ball long enough to get across
And out
away.
to safety.
And it's 0-0 at half time. A little bit disappointing.
So the other team has broken through, but certainly not for the want of trying. It's been an interesting game up to
It's as
now.
much down to the fact that I've kind of gotten used to a slightly lower pace in the French league, I'll be honest. But it's a reasonably even game so far, nothing to be ashamed of. Definitely getting more passes in than Bournemouth are. Possession is higher. Just need to make more of our possession.
No goals at this stage, but certainly not devoid of action.
I think
It
we'll
is
stick
0-0
with that
here at
11
half-time.
that started.
And the action is back on the way.
At least there's always a plus side to a scoreless half. Defences are doing what they should, and it's going to take good imagination.
Just trying to
break
cover the
deadlock
lines
here.
to stop any easy balls from... Ah, lovely, nicely won there. Ah,
Very
no,
well
should have
through to
played
me.
it lob. Should have played the lobbed through
Forward
ball
it
rather
goes.
than just one along the floor.
Brooks. Solanke.
Go on, you got to win that. Well done. Ah, no, he's given away a free kick. Is that Hummels that's given that away? I made you captain, dude. No, it's Hayden that clatters into him. How do you get those two confused? Okay, now please, for the love of God, hit the wall.
He's gone for goal.
He has hit the wall.
Henriks
And we head it.
tries to clear. He's had a shot.
Oh my word!
Good
That
try.
was very nearly in.
Could easily have been different.
A goal that I've been hunting for a long time, nearly scored by Billing for the opposition, off the post. Oof. There are times when the ball coming off the post is satisfying as all heck. That was not one of them for Bournemouth. It certainly was for me. Okay, ball out wide on the left to Mathieu. Up the line to Maximan, inside to Almiron. Shelvey.
Shelvey.
Outright to Henriks. Is he going to play it slightly early into the box? He is. I think that might be offside. And he's never going to score a bicycle kick from the edge of the penalty area. I mean, that's very nearly his armpit being offside, isn't it? Never mind.
Diego Rico.
Now, one thing that Werner will give us at centre forward is a little bit more pace through the middle. It's something that we... Oh dear, hang on a second. Just going to have to...
Looking to get within range.
I don't know why he's passed away from the goal
flank.
there.
That is terrific skill. And he's there to cut it out.
As I was saying, we did experiment with Maximan at some points last season, playing him through the middle to give us a bit more pace. But I do feel like Maximan, when he's on song, and at the moment he's not really doing much for us, but when he is on... Oh, it's a terrible pass. What am I thinking?
Brooks. Well, we're still waiting for the first goal of the season.
Oh,
here.
yes, Shelvey.
Regardless of the outcome, it is good to see someone running at the defence like that.
I'll finish that thought in a minute.
The glory trail, and he ended up in a cul-de-sac.
Go on then. Oh dear, oh dear.
Run!
I tell you what, he deserved a goal.
Stop, that wasn't easy.
The keeper really dug out his defence then. A magnificent effort.
See, I don't necessarily want to move Maximan into the centre, which is why I'm looking at Werner. And I think maybe we will make that change soon. In fact, do we make it a corner? No, I think let's give him another couple of minutes. Give him the opportunity.
And it's hoisted clear.
That's well intercepted there by Henriks. Not by Henriks, sorry, by Hayden, I think. Henriks, of course, getting on the ball afterwards. Play a little 1-2. It's nice. It's very nice. It's very nice. Oh, just wide.
Just needed better contact.
Well,
Unlucky Coco. Unlucky, son.
Something for him to cling to.
I think that is going to be the last of the game for Joel Linton. He'll come off, and I'm sure there'll be a rousing welcome for the new Magpie, Timo Werner. Any other changes that we could make at this time? Kunku would give us a little bit more bite on the left-hand side if I wanted to put him on for Almiron. Could do that. He's not quite as quick, but he does give us more strength and better defence on that side of the pitch. Why not? Why the hell not? Let's go for it. Come on, let's go, boys.
Newcastle can make their change now with a break in play. Werner is looking to make a big first impression here.
Oh, he's nippy, isn't he? He's very nippy.
It's Werner!
Oh, my...
Is it out of harm's way?
I don't know why I tried a shot from that range, but good lord, no backlift and the power. Dear lord, any other keeper. Oh, I'm going to have fun playing with this boy.
Oh, the clearance is short. Lovely feet. A chance to play it. Tries a header!
That's not going to come off from that kind of range.
Bournemouth can defend those situations better by stopping the crosser at source.
It's well won again, that header. Oh, and here's Maximan with a little bit of space.
Drills one in.
Ah, no, just couldn't quite get the pass right. These changes have definitely given us more of an attacking edge. Speed kills, as they say. Just need to make sure we concentrate up the other end of the pitch. We can't allow our increasing... Oh dear, he's done him.
Just a quarter of an hour to play.
Oof, that's a bloody good strike. Yeah, we can't allow our increasing confidence at one end of the pitch make us cocky at the other.
Jonjo Shelvey. Henriks. Nkunku. And it's Shelvey. Cook with the clearance. Oh, the ball's come loose.
Well, their tails are certainly highest, and they clearly fancy their chances of ending up winners.
I've overcommitted a little bit there with the defender, but we have won the ball back. Oh, and there's Werner through the middle, and he looks like he might be onto this one. Oh, it's a goal for Werner on his debut! Absolutely stunning, and what an assist!
Newcastle are really pouncing on any stray passes in midfield. We're talking seconds.
And Kunku there with an absolute peach of a pass. And with a little touch of the R2 trigger, Werner curls it into the bottom corner. Look at this from Kunku. Absolutely splits the defence with a beautifully pinpoint accurate through ball. And then Werner just nothing to do with it really. Just, I mean, I'm doing him a disservice. He absolutely buries it. He makes no mistake whatsoever, and it's 1-0 to Newcastle. It's a good day to be a Magpie. Now we have to concentrate, make sure that we don't make any silly mistakes the other end, because Bournemouth have showed us that they have teeth.
Now they need to hang on to it.
Bournemouth desperately need a goal, and this could well be their last chance.
That's well intercepted. Now Newcastle on the break,
Look,
possibly.
running out, they have to get the ball in the penalty box, and if it means a long punt, then so be it. They've got to give themselves a chance.
That's well intercepted.
Into stoppage time.
Oh,
Newcastle
hello.
just have to
Maximan
run
with
down
the
cross.
interception. Of all people, Werner's played a little bit of a loose one there. Well, not loose. I mean, his man was right on top of him before he knew it. He had no chance to get the ball away.
Going nowhere fast is about the young.
Oh, and that's a fantastic result. A late goal from Timo Werner on his debut, securing all 3 points for Newcastle United. We won't be top of the league. I very much doubt we will. But we're heading in the right direction.
We've reached the end of our coverage for today. Many thanks to Jim Beglin alongside me, and we'll both
Just
see you
skip
next time.
past these highlights, get to the important stuff. So we conceded slightly more possession in the second half. As you can see, we dropped to 51% possession, but you look at the number of shots that we had. Admittedly, Bournemouth also with a large number of shots in the second half. I think they had 2 shots on target in the first half, and now this half they've had 3 with 2 of those on target. So, you know, any of those could have gone in. Could have been a very different story. But we walk away with the victory and the 3 points. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Looking at the ratings, Maximan not having the best of days. Everyone else rating a 6, except for Schubert, who did make a couple of very good saves. But if we scroll down, I got a good feeling that Timo Werner's going to have, at least a 7, and Nkunku as well. Very richly deserved for the young man. And after all I said about him having to come up and have a few performances, he's absolutely nailed it there. So that's a 1-0 victory for Newcastle over Bournemouth. Newcastle definitely on the right road now. Liverpool winning 2-0 at Crystal Palace. And Manchester City, surprisingly enough, drawing 1-1 with West Ham. So already they've slipped a little bit. Chelsea, another team that you would consider to be a favourite for the league, drawing 2-2 against Aston Villa. Stoke and Norwich sharing the points as well. West Brom winning 3-0 at Fulham. Leicester and Manchester United drawing. Wow, there's a result for you. Arsenal 1, Tottenham 0 at White Hart Lane, opening day of the season. I tell you, the red half of North London is going to be absolutely ecstatic with that. Wolverhampton Wanderers continued their good end of last season into the beginning of this season with a 2-0 win over Brighton. And Everton, amazingly, I think Everton might end up being top of the league with a 4-1 victory over Southampton. Let's have a look to confirm. Yes, indeed. Everton are top of the league after 1 game played, so obviously that means they're going to win the whole thing. West Brom second. This is a very strange league, isn't it? Liverpool third, Wolves fourth, and, third technically, joint third, and then Newcastle United there in 5th place, just above Arsenal. So, as I said before, let's skip ahead to the next game day and see if we can get anything going with the negotiations. Hello, we have some kind of negotiation to go on here. This might be a reply from Real Madrid telling us to go stick it. Or maybe it's a team coming in for one of our on loan wing forwards. Let's have a look. The chairman's always so excited. And it's always exactly the same animation. Very strange. He's a broken record. Okay, into the negotiations. It is one of our team players. Okay, so it's an offer that we've had. It's an offer for Yedlin. I beg your pardon? No, that's not how this works. And do you know what? Just for that, I'm afraid you're going to have to pay 9.5 now, if you want him. Now, they'll probably end up breaking off negotiations at this point. But I don't care. They're perfectly entitled to come back with an offer of 8.5. All right, I'll take 8. And if they do, then Yedlin is gone. But he's good enough to play for this team if we need him. We're not hurting for a right back. We have options in the youth team. we'll wait and see what happens there. So I've probably shot myself in the foot there, to be honest. Let's have a look at the messages. They're not considering... Oh, well. Well, that's bollocks, that one, isn't it? Okay, well, never mind. It looks like Fiorentina are going to call off negotiations for Yedlin. Not a massive issue. There are other irons in the fire at the moment, so another negotiation day has cropped up. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, before I do that, I should point out, if I can find the right thing, somebody asked in one of the comments of one of the videos what the deal is with the funding of the team, and I thought it would be interesting just to go into the if I can find the right thing, club account balance. You can actually see. So this year we've been given £28 million for broadcasting rights. We've been given £25 million for sponsorship, £11 million for fan income. So you know, that will be like tickets sold and things. 3.2 from merchandise, and 800,000 from gate receipts. What's fan club? Oh, fan club income. Okay, so that would be membership to the fan club. So that gives you an idea of the money that's coming into the team. And then if we go into budget report, I believe then you can see there that the balance was supplemented by by all of those things to be a very healthy 86 million at the beginning of the transfer window. So I don't know if that... Oh no. What do you mean playing at a higher level? We're playing in the Champions League, for God's sakes. Okay, so Vinicius Jr. has turned us down. Oh, that's a fucker, isn't it? Okay, never mind. We'll skip ahead a couple of days and we can make another bid for him, and we'll just have to offer him more money. Because it did originally say that he was very interested. So it's interesting that they've changed their minds on that front. Yeah, we thought that they'd end up turning down the improved terms for Yedlin. Some negotiations have failed there. If we go into... Okay, we don't have... So now we have to go back into advanced search and find the player again. I mean, I get it. I'm lowballing them. I know I am. Oh, you could go for Gareth Bale, I suppose. Except he's even more fucking expensive wage-wise. We have got the wages available to us, but honestly, it's like... I do think that the better value for money is going to be the younger player. Okay, so we're going to offer Mandzukic as a make weight once more. Transfer fee. You see, on the right there, it says he would welcome a move to our club where he will be given a more significant role. So maybe it wasn't him, maybe it was the club. So Mandzukic is worth about £15 million. 53 million plus 15 million would be 68, which is just above his valuation. Let's give him a 3-year contract. Let's bump that up to 76. And we'll give him a goal bonus as well of 10 grand. Why not? Do we just say fuck it and give them 60? That would make it 75 though. At that point, you might as well. No, we'll leave it at 53. They can always renegotiate with us. If they want more, they can tell us they want more. So we'll see how that goes. The thing is, if we actually look at our squad, we're not hurting for wide players. We have Farfan, we have Ribery. we have options. I'm doing my best. I'm doing what I can, but I feel like Timo Werner was a huge get for us as a player. That being the case, like I feel like we've done our bit. We've signed a marquee player this season. We've improved the team. Let's just go straight into negotiations. I don't want to read the. Oh, hello. Right, so here's what the scouts have got for us. They think that we're weak in attacking midfield. I'm inclined to agree with them. I'd love to pick up Odegaard. I think he's an amazing player. You just got to look at his stats to see. He's excellent with the ball. But I feel like we're good in that area. Like we could leave it another year and we could possibly pick him up down the line. The rest of these players are all looking pretty decent. They're all pretty much of a muchness, aren't they? We'll leave that. The scouts know what they're doing, but we don't really want an attacking midfielder at the moment. So what's going on in the messages? Messi won the... Okay, yeah, of course. Kiyotake. It's not looking great, is it? Okay. Oh, hello. Negotiations have broken down. He did not see a future at our club. I think maybe we're going to have to become Champions League regulars before a player like Vinicius Jr. is going to look at us. Okay, never mind. Well, that's going to do it for another episode of Toon Revival. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I think it's going to be difficult for us to pick anyone up from Real Madrid who isn't, anyone that's a regular in their team. I think we're going to struggle. But that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Take care. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.